In the beginning, or approximately 1991 if you want to be pedantic, the World Wide Web was created. Most authoritarian bodies consider this to be a bad move, but in the wonderful days that it existed before the encroachment of social media, there were websites. More than your all-inclusive social networks and gaming platforms, you had small, dedicated fan sites for your favourite game, show, band, or what have you. Usually just one guy or a small team. They'd bring you news updates, fun stuff, or cause flame wars that could spread across sites like a virus, putting fan group against fan group in a duel for supremacy, only to be forgotten as soon as a switch on a computer was flicked or a server bill wasn't paid. It's in that time in which the original Deus Ex was released. There's very little to say about Deus Ex that hasn't already been covered in another video on the subject, but you need experience with Deus Ex in order to get the most out of the Nameless mod, and even this video, I will admit. In that case, you have two options. The first is to go buy it when it's on sale for like $1 multiple times a year, and play it on your 10-year-old PC because it runs on almost everything these days, or go watch the Warlocracy video. You'll get a fair amount of context out of it, and it'll do the job well enough to get you started here. The years following the release of Deus Ex saw several sites rise to gather the fans together. The hero of this story is Deus Ex Incarnate, who would eventually morph into Planet Deus Ex, or PDX for short. The site was hosted by GameSpy, a titan of the day that hosted sites for consoles, games, and even just general genres like RPGs. This came with perks including individual forums, a message board where people could gather and chat about the newest exploration bonus they found. The board had many reasons to visit it, but due to the eventual closure of GameSpy in 2012, the majority of the forum went with it. Thanks to the Internet Archive, we have screenshots of just a little bit of the forum, including the first page of One Soul's bar and grill. And here's another one based on this word association thread, where you would blurt out a word based on the previous one in the chain. It even has a few characters we'll be seeing soon. One day, however, there was one Lawrence Laxdal, also known as Trestcon, fan of radish farming and bearing a surname you could fool me into thinking was an over-the-counter laxative. He opened up the Deus Ex SDK and thought it would be funny to place his friends from the forum into a level for the game, and thus the legend began. By 2009, a total development time of 7 years by the way, the Nameless mod was unleashed upon us all, and there was much rejoicing. One of the big problems that keeps people away from the Nameless mod is not understanding the context and the in-jokes. I know this is true because this included an old friend of mine who got talking to me on Steam when he saw me playing Deus Ex, and that got us talking about the Nameless mod, and he told me basically the same thing. All you really need to know to play the Nameless mod, as long as you have played Deus Ex, is the following. What? That's it? Alright, you have no excuses now. The Nameless mod gets around the whole in-jokes problem simply by having long optional conversations that you can use to get all the context you need. It's really self-explanatory, same way you do exposition in any other RPG. All you need to keep in mind is that this is meant to be a 3D representation of the forums around the year 2004. You might miss a few old school internet references from around that time, but that's truly it. Either that or take the City of Pants approach, treat the entire mod as one big LARP. You'll miss some context, but it'll let you ride free on the waves of the silliness. Sure, aliens exist. Sure, dragons do too. Sure, a guy who doesn't know what a noob is was being considered for a moderator position, but who cares? A little note before we begin. The original version came out in 2009, but what you're going to be seeing in this video is actually the 2.0 version, which has been released over the past few years by some guy with no presence who worked on the original team. It updates the maps to fit more with the game flow of Deus Ex, it fixes a lot of bugs, and there's some new stuff on top of that. There's really no reason not to use this version, and the new version, which will be coming out soon, will let you use the 2009 maps on 2.0. The one you're looking at here is actually a beta of the final content patch, with some new things you might get to see, if you behave yourself. We're going to start a new game just on challenging difficulty. I'd go for painful, but that's actually kind of, well, painful. And this is going to be a relatively non-lethal playthrough. I am going to have to kill some people eventually just because they're annoying. But we're going to take computer, electronics, and lockpicking so we can just go around the side routes. Not to mention putting on a nice coat while we're at it.
No flame wars on my shift. Who's there? Hey, what the?
This is Phasmatis. I can't come to the phone right now, but leave a message after the beep. Despot probably has my phone bugged, so he may give me your message. Otherwise, I'll receive it when I get home.
We need to talk. The curfew was a good start, but with Deus Diablo gone, we're not going to be in charge of this city much longer. Report in at the new HQ when you hear this. I'll set some things in motion in the meantime. I'll see you there.
Will Faz have time to look for Deus? I think he's got more than enough on his hands fighting the riots and looting.
Phasmatis has some useful contacts. Last night in the bar, he was talking about contacting Trescon.
Fine, but we can't just sit around waiting for Faz to show up.
Oh dear God, I have pockets.
Back to your office, Gond. Slicer, go get that interview with the scientist who contacted us. It sounded like he had something important to tell us about World Corp's activities and the incident at Aunt Betty's Industries. If we're lucky, it has something to do with Deus. We also need to do something about the escalating cult wars. That conflict will blow wide open if they realize we've lost control.
Send Gand. Maybe the goat cult will abduct him.
Look guys, my pants are on fire.
No, let that loon think he's running the place. We'll step up the firewall presence in the downtown sector until we can arrange for a more permanent solution to the cult problem.
What about DXO?
They're one of my primary suspects for the abduction. It's a toss-up between them and World Corp.
I've been probing their systems all day. I'll let you know if I make any progress.
Good. When Faz comes by, tell him I'll be in Saul's bar getting a drink and some advice from Alpha.
Yes?
I overheard Phasmatis and Kashue and Souls. They're calling in an old agent named Trescon.
That name sounds familiar.
I'll remember that name.
I'll keep an eye on the checkpoints in the downtown district. I reckon the faster we take this newbie down, the less trouble he'll be.
No, don't kill him. I have a better idea.
Next time, please choose another apartment building to start a war in, sir.
Ah, there you are. I'm glad you made it here so quickly. This is quite important. My apartment is on the 4th floor on the right. No, your other right.
Don't be ridiculous, Bob. I think I know my right from my left. Go. Come in.
Trescon, glad to see you made it.
Yeah, it wasn't easy. Every major street being locked off is a recent development, isn't it?
This here's another one of those lore dump conversations I was telling you about. This one goes for a solid 8 minutes if you let it run its full course. However, I'll just summarize it for you here to keep it nice and simple. This world is basically the Matrix. Each planet is based on its own game, so the planet Deus Ex one looks like a Deus Ex game. And on top of that, if you die in this simulation, you die in you lose your account. So you can't go just randomly killing people, because eventually you will get banned for it. Deus Diablo, the kidnapped moderator, is stopping the other 2 moderators from banning people because they all need to agree to ban someone. And there's a terrorist group called DXO, which would be more than happy to take advantage of this as soon as this becomes public knowledge. The admin is just out to lunch and doesn't really want to help, so we need to find Deus Diablo on our own. Go to Sol's Bar and Grill to try and get some more info, go to the weapon shop as it has our guns, and just try and get this investigation going.
Alright, thanks for the briefing. I'll get going now. I'll think about your offer.
I'm sure Kashue would love you to stop by the HQ and have a chat with him about it. Good luck, Tresca. What did you do that for?
I thought it'd be funny. You can find these radios scattered around the place that have different music on them, and of course this is the first one you find. We have a look at the email that Phasmatis mentions in the conversation, but there's not really much to see here. Then I get stuck playing Tetris on his computer, because of course I do. And then I just steal everything not nailed down in his apartment. Just assume that I steal everything not nailed down in this entire playthrough.
Trescott, long time no see. Come visit my office in the World Corp building as soon as you have time. I have some very important information for you. And quite a good offer too, if you arrive on time.
I saw you got a PM from Skara. Whatever you do, Trescott, don't go to World Corp. Come to PDX and hear what I have to tell you first. You cannot trust Skara. Just don't listen to anything he tells you.
We'll do that, but first we have some rent-a-cops to go a building to explore. So we're gonna nick all of these keys and then make our way through this air vent, and I'm just gonna position myself very carefully for this conversation.
I like to shoot things. But I don't know, Jim. Sometimes I just get that feeling. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I feel like that sometimes too, you know? I'm feeling a little bit of that right now. I feel like I was made to just go around shooting important people.
The worst part is you know that the instinct of shooting is gonna get you killed.
That's not what bothers me. What bothers me is that I just know that somehow I'll come back to life and I'll have to die all over again.
That's deep and creepy.
By the way, how come you look exactly like me?
I don't know the answer to that question.
Jimmy looks like me, and so does Jamie, Jimbo, James, and Jim.
They all have the same voices.
My God, they all have the same names.
You know what that means?
What?
It means these guys are fans of ours.
Wow, now that's deep.
I was thinking of being a full-time philosopher.
Go for it, man.
First things first, I'm going for some coffee. I heard Jimmy might be coming.
Cool. I'll invite James, Jim, Jameson, Jimbo, Jamie, and Jamerson.
See you there in 15?
I don't know. Let's say 30. I still feel like I gotta quench the urge to kill.
And die.
Right on.
I'm not going to play every conversation like that in full, but I just wanted to let that one go just so you can understand the tone of this mod and the quality of the writing combined with the amateurish voices of the voice actors. It's pure Deus Ex. It is pure distilled Deus Ex in a shell, and I love it. This and a couple of other things you're about to see were what convinced me to do a video on this in the first place. This next part is quite difficult because we actually start this unarmed, so we'll go upstairs, knock this guy on the back of the head, steal his gun, immediately get shot and die. Quick load, get them both on the second try. After that, we head down to the basement, just dome this poor bastard, and then we explore the basement a little bit, steal all of his stuff, and then go into a room with a spider bot for some reason, which has this. With the rent-a-cops out of the way, we can go and explore the rest of the building. Oh, pardon me, you two. The cleaning room on the second floor tells us how to get past the security system in a room on the first floor. Turns out the apartment this code is for is the guy who made the Deus Ex 2027 mod. While he's just as bad as the people he makes games about at keeping his username and password secret, you can use it to log into his computer and find this review from a character we haven't met yet about the mod. This is not the first, nor will it be the last reference to other Deus Ex mods. Also, while we're here, we're just gonna break into his fridge and eat all his beans. Sorry, Dad.
Which reminds me, I still have the sense of people to vandalize that.
Now that we're outside, let's have a little bit of a look at the Central District, because this is probably my favourite hub world of the game. The fact that the buildings are so big and looming and the streets are so tiny might make you feel claustrophobic, but instead it just feels really cozy thanks to the rain and the amazing soundtrack. There's a lot of places to go and things to do, and on top of that, it's just really easy to navigate because it's just a big square. It's an absolutely great example of level design, and I just absolutely adore this place. Time to go for a stroll. Oh, what do you want?
Trest, Kashue wants to make sure you're still up to scratch. He's asked me to give you a test to see if you're still as good as you used to be, and a monthly pass costs 1,000 credits. Now, while we could just give you the money, this should be an excellent opportunity to brush up on your skills.
You only need to do 3 of the upcoming missions in order to get the money you need, but I like money, so we're going to be doing all 4.
Dialogue protocols initiated. Super user Phasmatis has requested that all permissions to execute the task cleanup noob.gang be granted to user Trescon. Reward credits equals 500 will be transferred to the user upon successful completion of the task. The gang leader is known to hang around the theme restaurant Helga's Kraut Castle near the subway.
What the radish is a noob?
Definition: noob. Noob. Also, noob, newbie, nub, nooblet, et al. is an offensive term used towards someone who is comparatively inexperienced, but at the same time stupid/disruptive and/or totally incapable of learning. A noob is almost always someone who thinks they're cool, but obviously are not.
Huh. I'll see what I can do about it.
Noobs aren't the board guests, by the way. The board guests are worse. They don't know how to play Deus Ex.
I think there's a bug in my copy of Deus Ex. I just can't get on a damn boat.
He is indeed hanging out in the themed restaurant in the middle of the city. How can you even afford this place? It's huge. I promised this wouldn't be a murder hobo run, so we're gonna sort this out peacefully, even though he's the most annoying bastard on the planet.
We need to discuss something.
Well, I'm listening.
People have been complaining about the behavior of your crew. You're disturbing the peace and all that. I'm going to have to ask you to leave the area.
Oh man, I knew that was gonna happen. You just some goon too. Bet you don't even understand the situation here, bro.
Then why don't you explain it to me now?
Oh, listen, man. These peeps are just new guys around here, you know? Without me, they ain't got nobody to watch over them. They ain't got no support. Know what I'm saying? They'll just walk around here like they got no brains until some hater walks in and puts a cap in their ass.
Look, I need you guys to leave. Think we can solve this peacefully?
I ain't cutting no deals if that's what you think. I ain't gonna tolerate no oppressors to...
Hey, cut the act, okay? It's getting to me.
Oh, alright.
Good. Now, what do you propose we do to solve the situation without resorting to violence?
Well, I guess I could take the guys down south a few blocks. Hang out in the old mall outside the lockdown area. I just need the firewalls to let us pass. Give me 20 minutes, then we'll be gone.
Perfect. I'll notify the firewalls. Good luck. We came to an agreement. Master Kale will take his gang and leave the district when everybody's ready. You just need to let them through the gates when they get here, alright?
Input confirmed and verified. Printing orders updated with new parameters. Reward credits equals 500. Transfer to user Trescon. Task archived and deleted from cache.
You're welcome. Thanks for the money.
You couldn't have waited until he was across the canal?
Man, he was getting away. Will you stop giving me shit about it?
How the fuck we gonna get him down there? Huh? You gonna go for a dive?
Shut up. Someone's listening in.
What? Hey, mind your own business.
We'll deal with this later.
And this, children, is why you always pay attention to random thugs. I didn't know before I played the Nameless mod that these messages could be different for every single time, so keep your eye out for them. Most of them are funny. I think we're just gonna take a little detour to the fanfic shop.
So many beautiful books.
Who am I, and why am I here? A good question full of depth and meaning.
Actually, I figured you owned the shop, given that you were standing behind the counter. This is the fanfic shop, no?
It is indeed, and I am indeed the co-owner, along with Walton Simons. Will there be anything else?
Did you say Walton Simons?
No. I said Walton Simons. Walton is a figment of your imagination. He isn't there. You reach out to touch him and end up with nothing in your hands. He's an apparition, a consensual hallucination of the many. He's 3 steps to the left of reality.
No shit.
Actually, he's in the cellar.
You can actually talk to this guy about plot points from the first Deus Ex, and he'll sit there and fill you in on the background details about them. It works really well as a concept for a character that runs a Deus Ex fanfic shop. I just don't know how you would ever come up with this sort of idea for a character. On top of that, these are actually based off real-world conversations had on the forums by the 2 people who are running this shop. It's just such a cool idea for a character, and I have trouble expressing it any other way than just calling it cool.
Walton Simons? What the hell are you doing in a bookstore? Don't you try anything, you got that? I'm heavily armed.
The funny thing about this is that you could be completely unarmed if you left the apartment without taking any of the rent-a-cop guns.
Eh? Oh, you must be mistaking me for Walton Simons. I am simply Walton Simons.
Huh?
See the caps? My name isn't capitalized. That's because I'm the guru, the pseudo-minister of true lies, bearer of flaming eyes, Simon's avatar. The caps are for the other Simons, okay?
Oh, I see. Well, no, actually, I don't, but whatever.
On top of these fun characters, there's also a bunch of actual fan fiction littered around the shop if you want to go just read it on your own time. It's great! What we're really here for is the mission though, and this valuable painting we found actually has its uses here.
Hey, you look kinda like a retired super spy.
I do?
How retired are you though? Retired enough to do me a favor?
I'm kind of preoccupied right now.
I can pay you. I got 350 credits on me.
What do you propose?
I was evicted last week for playing loud music, but I forgot to clean out my room in the basement. Most of the stuff I was keeping down there is junk, but there's one thing I really need to get back. An old painting. I inherited it from my grandmother.
Oh, this belongs to you.
You got it! You're so awesome! Wait, did you break into my basement?
Let's not quabble about who broke into whose basement. I got the painting you asked me to fetch, and you can have it for 350 credits.
Oh, right? Yeah, okay. Here you go. Let me have the painting, please.
Thank you. The painting is yours.
It's been mine all along.
Semantics.
The game checks if you complete all 4 quests ahead of time and actually has special dialogue if you do. It's great. I did say I wasn't going to play all of the conversations, but I just need you to hear this bit real quick.
I wonder why those goats keep on putting up billboards here, though. Seems 5 minutes after they appear, the llamas hurry over and tear them down and burn them. Yet the next morning, there's a new one in its place.
You there! Halt! What do you want?
Is this the Llama Temple?
Yes, it is. And no, you can't come in.
But I was sent by PDX to investigate the recent moderator kidnapping.
Is that so? Then you must be Trescon.
That's right. May I come in now?
Absolutely not. But you can help me with something. I'll pay handsomely.
To the tune of what?
380 credits.
That is indeed very handsomely, if you want me to pick up your groceries.
It is all that I am at liberty to offer you. One of our temple guards was recently ambushed and captured by a group of goat heretics. I know exactly where they're holding him for interrogation.
I see your problem. So you want me to rescue this temple guard for you?
Yes, I will give you 380 credits in return. My entire allocated hostage rescue budget for the month of September.
You have a budget for that?
Of course. Abduction is a favorite strategy of the goats. But don't tell our scouts. He's being held for interrogation in the condemned apartment to the southwest, across from the themed restaurant. You'll recognize it by the filthy goat billboard on the front. Which reminds me, I still have the sense of people to vandalize that.
Here's the building, and there's the unvandalized billboard. How dare it not be vandalized yet?
examination, he passed out. I told you he would. You were too aggressive. You gotta be more careful, brother. What do we do now? We didn't get anything out of him. Idris DT will be pissed. Gotta wait for him to come around, then we'll have another go. Maybe you should let me try this time. Hey, I'm Alright, you're the boss. Yes,
There are easier ways to do that, I admit. I keep forgetting I have gas grenades, but we can just pick up the body and lug it through the entire town. The cops don't even take any notice.
Good work. He seems to be alive. Just leave him on the ground until he wakes up. Maybe that'll teach him to be more careful in the future. Here's your money. 380 credits.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure doing business with you. May I enter your temple now?
You may not.
Phasmatus calls you when you've got the 1,000 credits you need for the subway pass, but we've still got a fair bit more to do in town. You never have to go into the Rent and Repent store, but it's neat that it's here. All those movies on the walls there, those are actually other Deus Ex mods, and I just like having the extra movie posters just lined up on the walls here.
Hello, and welcome to Soul's Bar and Grill.
Well, hello. Who's around tonight?
Well, there's me, of course, and Alpha, our bartender, and the regulars like Kunio-kun.
You what, mate?
Who's Kunio-kun?
Oh, he's this guy from 8-Bit Game, but someone converted him to 32-bit format and gave him a full 3D model. Now he does retail at the bar. Not sure if what he sells is exactly legal, but it's better not to ask.
Interesting.
These Pong machines near the front door, yeah, they actually work. They even have the game's grenades as bloody balls for the Pong paddles. It's kind of neat.
Yeah,
I spill my drink.
What drink?
Eh?
You have no drink.
Oh, yeah. I guess you could be right about that.
We go talk to Alpha, the bartender at Soul's Bar and Grill, for a bit, but he doesn't actually have anything to tell us despite how long this conversation can be, so we're just gonna skip it.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting. I know him from back in the old days. You should be careful with this assignment. It's not going to be cakewalk. There's quite a difference between this and handling nosy employees. You'll need to do your research well.
I always do. Oh, I should get going. I'll talk to you later, Kylie. Perhaps back at the office.
Perhaps. And good luck, Zero. Truscon.
Kylie.
It's been a while.
Too long, if you ask me.
Indeed.
We made a good team back in the day.
Have you become so sentimental while you were away? I seem to remember your attitude towards me was rather different before you left.
Well, perhaps I did fall victim to selective memory loss. But the things I remember were all worthwhile.
Interesting. Perhaps you really did come to your senses during your little sabbatical. I suspect we'll see soon enough.
Care to extrapolate?
It's no secret that people are already vying for your attention, Truscon, although you have barely arrived. If I were you, I would listen closely to a particular voice in your head, the one that belongs to Skara B. King. Then, maybe, you can earn back my respect.
I appreciate the advice, Kylie.
They were totally a thing, weren't they?
Rashi, let's check out my merchandise.
Merchandise? What merchandise?
I have a couple of org upgrades for sale. You can have one for 1,500 or two for 3,500. Ha, just kidding. The upgrades are 1,500 apiece. I'll give you a canister with an environmental resistant org and an aqualung for 2,000.
Aren't those prices a bit steep?
Those are the conditions around here. I can give you a special offer.
if you did me a little favor. There's a loony called Symbiosis living in the alley behind this bar.
Yeah?
He has a floppy disk of emotional value to me. If you can get that for me, I'll give you the upgrades for 1,000 and the AUG for 1,500. I'll even give you a bit of cash to show my appreciation.
Yeah, sure. I'll be back in a moment.
Abandoned. Discarded like a paper napkin and left to fade away in the dark. Oh, Teddy, hold me. What? What do you want? I want to be alone. Just me and my Teddy. Yes, me and my dear old Teddy.
Oh, okay. I'll go.
No, wait. Please stay. Teddy and me are lonely. So lonely. It's too cold out here.
King is totally insane. He will do anything to preserve or increase his profits. When the crashed against by error page virus was circulating, he was loath to release the cure.
Why?
Treating the virus is much more profitable than curing it. He only started selling a cure when someone found out from a research and development leak that he had a cure.
Who leaked the data?
Who the hell do you think? Me, of course. I was the one who leaked the bloody data. I was his best scientist, his very best biochemist. Until I leaked the data. I knew there was a cure. He just didn't want it to be circulated.
No! No! It's coming for me! Black Ice is gonna kill us all! Me? You? That kid? Everybody!
Kid?
Help me, Teddy!
There is a simple way to do this, you just gotta knock him out at the right timing. No, go away. Oh god damn. You just gotta do this at the right timing and then carry him across the street to the castle. You'll be noticed doing this, but if you just take the body inside the castle and wait out the alert state, you'll be fine.
Back so soon? Do you have it?
Yeah, I got it.
Give it here.
Here you go.
Perfect. Here's the money for your trouble.
Now that we've bought the subway pass, we can go back and play the quotes game, and if you like quick saving and quick loading like I do, it's a bunch of free money. I really appreciate that you can come back and play this game though, because it makes this feel like the forum that it was a part of.
Where's this quote from? Some went down with practice bravado.
C. Max Payne.
That's correct. Next quote. Why do you always have to wear these ridiculous ties?
A. Half-Life.
Indeed it is. Last quote. I know it's not 3D.
C.
Exactly. Congratulations, you won 300 credits. Want to try again?
Just don't be an idiot and go pulling out your tranquilizer mine in front of all of them. They tend not to like that.
I'll take both upgrades.
Here you are. 2,000 credits, please.
We're going to slap one upgrade on the light org automatically because that makes it so that the light doesn't drain any battery, which is really useful in this game, and then we're going to head to the corporate district.
That's right. Deserve to be treated better than this outrageous pickle price. Scandalous. Barbaric.
Just got the report from the firewalls about the noobs. Good work, Trescon. Kashue will be pleased to see you're still capable of solving a problem without shooting everybody, unlike many others in your line of work. You should visit Kashue now. I'm sure he'll be eager to welcome you back to the city.
Excuse me, could you help me with something?
Hey, you're Trescon, right? I'm Zero Hero. Pleased to meet you. I can draw you a map if you want.
What, right now?
Sure. I got this napkin I can drop a quick map on if you don't mind a bit of shoddy artwork. Here you go.
Wow, thanks. This is, really great.
You're welcome. Anytime.
I just want to go over how much I love the corporate district for a bit, because I just absolutely adore the atmosphere that you get from it. The raining, the dark sky, the lights on in every building around the outside, everything being absolutely massive in comparison to the tiny people with it. It just creates this feel, this vibe that I absolutely adore. And on top of that, the soundtrack remains consistently excellent. Let's just try and get a better free cam vibe and... Who the hell is that? We're just gonna go and steal some money from these ATMs, because why the hell not? Listen to these three have an actually engaging conversation about terrorism and how far you can go to protest the authority. And then aliens.
Hey man, don't tell those firewalls we're down here, man. They don't like us here. Place is full of stuffed suits. They want to keep us in the slums.
Know anything about the kidnapping of Deus Diablo?
Yeah, man, but could you give us some money?
Here's 10 credits.
Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, I know what happened to him. Pete saw it. He was there when it happened, man. Pete says Diablo was kidnapped by aliens.
Aliens?
Honest, Pete says he was kidnapped by little green men.
Pete says Diablo was kidnapped, or that Pete was kidnapped himself?
Diablo, man. Come on, take this a little seriously. I tell you, the guy was kidnapped by aliens.
Does Pete maybe drink at all? Maybe once in a while?
Well, yeah, he does drink a little sometimes, actually. He's usually drunk this time of night, especially in the weekends. But I've no reason not to trust his word. Pete would never lie.
Right. Okay. Well, maybe I'll see if I can find any little green men to interrogate. Bye.
Man, Trescon can be sassy sometimes.
Can't you see? I'm trying to think.
Hey, what are you standing around out here for?
I'm waiting for a friend.
Is he supposed to get you in?
No, she has just broken up with her boyfriend, and I invited her to the party zone to cheer her up. Looks like she's working late, though.
I see. My name's Trescon. Pleased to meet you. It must be cold standing around out here in those clothes. Don't you want to come inside and wait for your friend?
I really can't. I told Rebecca I'd meet her outside the club, but maybe I'll see you inside when she comes.
That'd be great. I'd love to buy you a drink.
I look forward to that, Trustcon.
Welcome to the party zone. I'm Dreamcast. Stay out of trouble and we'll all get along just fine.
Being that this is a 4-round shot pack of Pangalactic Goggle Blaster, the most powerful alcoholic drink in the universe, and will melt your stomach clean out, you have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk?
I'll have another.
And 4 for me.
Hey, I know you.
Huh? You mean me?
No, the guy behind you wearing a fake chicken on his head and slapping some other guy in the face. Yes, I was talking to you.
Ah.
I'm Dazza. Pleased to meet you. You're Trescon, if my memory serves.
Yes, I am. Should I know you?
Nope. I heard about you on the TV, and how you come to investigate Deus Diablo's disappearance. I'm a high-ranking detective for the DXA agency.
Never heard of it.
Well, DXA is an agency which investigates strange activities in the local community. We're hired strictly on a case-by-case basis.
Thanks for the drink, but no, I really have to go.
Take care.
You know I'm a journalist.
Jesus, your company went bankrupt?
Yes, and you know what? Whatever we came up with, WorldCorp did it better. Ever since I made it very clear to them that I was never going to sell out to them, they've been constantly sabotaging my projects. When I wanted to market a product, they'd make sure nobody would run my ads. When we were short on employees, it was only because WorldCorp convinced people not to apply. WorldCorp did their very best to murder us.
I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I suppose you know what that feels like, huh?
Yes, I do indeed. I suppose all I can do is welcome you to the ranks of WorldCorp victims, eh? Welcome to the club. World Corpses Anonymous.
A drink to that. Cheers.
Cheers, old friend.
So, have you heard what they say about luminous research?
Of course, they were brought up by WorldCorp. Hardly rumours, everyone knows about that. It was the cover story of Invest a few weeks ago.
No, not that, before that.
No? What happened before that?
I heard they pulled an asteroid right out of its course and stopped it dead in space. Then, they built a huge research center up there. The size of a respectable city it was.
Yeah, right. I think you've been watching a bit too much Star Trek.
But hey, I also heard some weird stuff about Aunt Betty Industries.
Also from your cousin?
Yeah, but, well, this is probably a bit more likely. I heard their clothes company is just a front, a facade, a cover-up.
Thank you, I get the idea. A cover from what?
From, well, he didn't sound very sure, but he got into a lot of speculation about UFOs and alien technology, and some Echelon-style global surveillance systems and such. I don't know. He didn't have any proof of that. But he talked to a former Skinner who said he'd seen people disappear into the lower rooms of the old castle the whole thing's built on. Into rooms that shouldn't contain anything more than discarded equipment.
The DJ downstairs gives us a job, but I kind of hate his rhyming, so we're gonna skip most of his dialogue.
The robots are stirring, cameras whirring.
Find you 3 red biocells, got it. Where in the basement are they?
They're in my office.
Sounds easy enough.
We need to make a quick run upstairs for a couple of keys and... Cheese crisis? We do run into the lady who owns the party zone upstairs, and while she does have a lot of dialogue that's great for world building, it's not great for video length. Also a passcode for some lasers, but who cares about that?
789.
Remember when we were booked right after that karaoke competition?
Oh god, my ears were bleeding for a week.
I don't know, that Ash girl was kind of cute.
She was 14, man.
Impressive, Snake. Mission man, got a cell attack.
Yep, here you go.
Yeah, bro, it's like a chasm.
Ew.
The energy's flowing through this chasm. You're the best, went to the test. You got the load, here's the code. 90210.
Delicious goodies. Let's head on over to Raving's weapon shop. We got a couple of things to do here. Notably the fact that you can buy almost any basic weapon in the game, but there's also a bunch of lockers with keys you can find. The one we start with though gives us the best guns in the game. Ammo for them is plentiful and they can be upgraded a lot, which is what I immediately do following picking them up. We also upgrade demolitions so that we can craft Molotov cocktails, which are actually quite useful. Then we'll just nip upstairs to say hi to an old friend.
Don't worry about it, Andreas. Trescon? Can I help you?
Raving, you see your old friend for the first time in 2 years, and then you ask me if you can help me?
Sorry, I'm not good with words. Why are you back?
I wanted to ask you if you know anything about the commotion in the administration. I was asked to investigate Deus Diablo's kidnapping.
I'm afraid I know nothing of that. I do have some other interesting information for you, though. It may not be much help, but I have a contact in the DxO who reckons the PDX is not administrated by Despot. He reckons that there's some sort of outside influence.
Like what?
He wouldn't tell me.
So one of the DXOers, who are sworn enemies of PDX, has told you that he has a hunch the Despot isn't the real leader of PDX, but he wouldn't tell you who is then. That sounds unreliable. Sorry.
Yeah, alright. But I know something about WorldCorp too, and this is much more reliable. A few months ago, I sent Andreas on a scouting mission to dig up some incriminating data on WorldCorp. He found a set of floor plans depicting a subterranean level beneath the WorldCorp building. Unfortunately, Andreas came back half demented and with malfunctioning augs because of the black ice system protecting the confidential data system. Whatever you do, don't hack into those systems unless you really know what you're doing. Andreas only survived because of the cut-down version of black ice that Evil made for him.
So Jonas from PDX made Andreas' augmentations.
Yeah, Weaver is the only way to get augs around here other than WorldCorp. He may know something about black ice, too.
We've done pretty much everything we can at the moment, so it's time to get on with the main story. Time to go to PDX.
Yes?
Trescon here. I have an appointment with King Kashue.
Of course, come right in.
Of course, I'm amazed at the amount of incompetence which has allowed a dragon? Okay. I'm like, a what?
Welcome to PDX. I'm sorry. I'm quite lazy here. Busy at the moment. Dr. Gand, I put him in charge while I'm away. Oh God, what have I done?
Oh dear God, I have pockets.
Back to your office, Gand.
Hello, Triscon. I'm Chrissy, the receptionist. It's an honor to meet you. I've seen your record from the CIS days, and I was very impressed.
I hope I can live up to your expectations then. Could you tell me the way to King Kashue's office?
Of course, that's my job. The elevator is down the hall to your right, second door you find. You need to ride the elevator up to the second floor and make a left down the curved hall. Just follow the hall until you can't go any further and then make another left. That'll take you through another curved hall to Kashue's office. You can go right in, he's expecting you.
Evil invasion, I presume.
Exactly as it says on the sign. Wow, Trescott, I really like the code. Did you steal it from JC yourself?
Even I couldn't get away with that. I think this is the first office of a program I've ever visited without expensive hardware laying around the floor among pizza boxes and empty cans of pop.
Sorry, but I just moved in. Give me a few days. Then this place will live up to all your prejudices.
This next section's a bit of a lore dump, so sit back, relax, and grab your popcorn.
Ah! Is there no shame in this world?
What?
You evil tech monkey! Leave Mr. Box alone! You are controlled, Mr. Bingo Bingo Baba Dingo. You are controlled by Pete the Pigeon. Oh wait, sorry. No, seriously. Sorry. I'm sort of...
What the?
Do not enter this bot's apartment. You will never return. They will watch you through the Swiss. The Swiss. It's evil. Yeah. The cheese cameras will watch you and turn you insane. I have some photos. In my pants. In the pockets. Oh my God, the pockets! They're like a son, except he didn't know you had a son, but then you found out he was your son, and then he hid sporks in your head. Oh God, it burns! Ah, too much burning!
Want me to get a fire extinguisher?
Ah, it burns! Too much burning, help! Burning! The pain! The burning! Ah! It burns! Wait. I'm not on fire. It was all a dream. I was sitting on a soft pillow of Wonder Bread all the time.
No, you were standing here raving on about burning.
No soup for you.
I didn't want soup.
Boob suit.
I think... Did you just call me a boob suit?
You stole the sandwiches with your run silent augs.
There's only one aug.
Don't try and deny it, boob suit.
I'll set Despot on you.
I gave him a fruitcake. He wouldn't...
What's happening?
The terrible power of Despot! Ah, he's strangling me!
Despot, do not strangle Ghandaiah, you boob suit!
Now you're starting to talk my language. Take these forks, and for the love of God, don't enter Despot's apartment! For the love of God, no! The socks!
I was lying. He's the actual Lord
Trescon, it's been quite a while. What have you been up to all this time? Cooking moose kebabs over a polar bear dung fire?
I'll have you know that moose kebabs are a healthy part of any diet. You wanted to talk to me? Oration monkey?
Yes. I'm glad you chose to come here before visiting Skara.
Before we get down to business, I'd like some compensation for that ludicrous ticket price.
Of course. I imagine you're a little short on funds right now. Will 500 suffice? Unfortunately, we're a little short on credits these days, so this goes out of my own pocket. This should be enough for a few nice things from the weapon shop.
That'll have to do then.
Apparently those llamas sent a bunch of their members to WorldCorp to spray paint the toilets. They all got out, except one of them. A member called Silver Dragon. He's pinned down by security people in the basement. That's all we know at the moment. Silver Dragon is a veteran of the community. We wouldn't like to see him harmed. Second of all, and most important to you, Silver sent me a PM requesting our help and offering in return to give us an important piece of evidence in the Deus Diablo case. I can't promise he's not bluffing, but I think it's worth investigating. Don't you?
I am deeply disappointed that you chose to visit PDX before you came to me, Treknon. I don't know what sort of communist propaganda they've been filling you with, but you must come talk to me now. Believe me, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse.
Quick visit to the Armory before we leave.
Oh, hey Trescon. Kashue asked me to give you a little reward for doing something downtown for him but killing anybody.
You wouldn't think the act of not murdering anybody would warrant a reward. But if you want to give me something, fine by me.
Well, it's a crazy business, you know. Here's a pack of caliber 45 ammo for those guns of yours.
So, my reward for not killing anybody is a pack of bullets?
I think Faz had a hand in it. Talk to you later. Take care, Trescon.
You too, Wing.
Let's at least go visit Skara and see what he has to say.
Ah, Mr. Trescon. I'm glad you came around and paid me a visit. That PDX gang really isn't a crowd you should hang out with.
It's Trescon.
Right. Anyway, as I said in my PM, I have an offer for you. Of course, I'm amazed at the amount of incompetence which has allowed a dragon of rather noticeable size to enter the building undetected in the first place. But that matter will be dealt with in due time. First, I want you to get rid of the dragon in my basement. Crush it, mutilate it, I don't care. Just make sure it dies. You got that? I want it dead.
Nah, I'm out.
I'll get him.
Let's at least go visit... What? What happened? Where am I? Why am I here? What? Okay, let's just go raid the office we saw on the way in and then just go about our business. Time to head to the parking garage. This is the branching point of the game. If you kill or save Silver Dragon at this point, this determines your route through the rest of the run-through.
Don't go into the parking basement yet. It's a very precarious situation down there. You could seriously fuck things up if you make an uninformed decision, and that would be bad. Visit my office on the 4th floor and talk to me before you do anything you'll regret later.
Let's do something I'll regret later.
Ouch, what's that?
I'll get him.
God, what the hell?
Take him.
kind of flattered having a huge dragon beg me for mercy.
You're not with WorldCorp?
No, my name is Trescon.
Well, whoop-de-doo!
What are you doing down here?
I was graffitiing King's toilets with some of my friends when they caught us in there. I wasn't small enough to get back out.
Then how the fuck did you get in? Whatever.
What would you give me if I got you out?
What would a dragon have that would be of use to you?
A treasure hoard?
Would I be graffitiing bathrooms if I had gold to pay you with?
Good point. Kashue said you know something about Deus's disappearance.
Oh, Kashue sent you! Of course. I have a very important piece of evidence that I'll be happy to hand over to you if you help me out of here.
We cleared the path for him, he can get out by himself, although he's actually pretty capable in a fight, but we'll see that later.
You got me out! Time to return the favour. I have a recording of a holocom transmission that Deus recorded just before he disappeared.
That could be just the break I need to get started on my investigation. Where did you get this?
I stole it from WorldCorp.
No! Son of a whore! Goddamn shit on a stick! You're dead meat, Trislan! Dead meat! If you ever get anywhere near this building again, I will have you riddled with bullets, smashed into a fucking thin paste, burned into ashes, and buried at the bottom of the fucking sea! I'll kill you, Triscon! I'll fucking kill you for opposing me!
Swimming in raw sewage.
Come here!